Hi guys, so I'm here to talk to you guys about Fangirls chapters 1 through 12. I have kept my promise and have only gone up to chapter 12 because I want all of these discussions to be based purely on what's already happened and not my knowledge of what's going to happen. So I just wanted to put that out there so that way if you guys want to talk to me about this book, please don't put any spoilers. So first off, the characters that we have been introduced to so far in this book include Kath, who is the main character and narrator for this book. She is a twin and her twin's name is Ren. They are starting their freshman year of college. Kath seems to have some sort of anxiety type issues, but Ren is kind of like the opposite and really has no problems going out and having fun and meeting new people and things like that. Kath is sort of internet famous. She has written the most popular, or one of the most popular, Simon Snow fan fictions. Simon Snow seems to be this Harry Potter type story, but it's not Harry Potter because they actually mention Harry Potter in this book, which I thought was kind of funny. There is her roommate Regan, who I haven't quite figured out yet. I'm assuming she's supposed to be Regan's friend throughout this whole thing, but she is very distant. She's also older than Kath, so she doesn't connect with Kath the way that most roommates do their freshman year. Usually, you know, they try to bond and hang out all the time and things like that, and that connection is slightly different because I think Ren is supposed to be a third year. And then there is Liam, who is Regan's friend. Kath assumes that Liam is Regan's boyfriend, but I don't think that's the case because I don't see them being more than friends, and I also think Liam is into Kath, which I'm pretty sure you're supposed to assume that. And then there is Nick, who is the cute boy in one of Kath's English classes that they end up becoming writing partners basically and hanging out on a regular basis. There is also Kath and Ren's dad, who I don't know if he's given a name. I didn't write it down. He is now living on his own. It seems that their mother left them at some point in time, and so it had just been the three of them, and now that Kath and Ren have gone off to school, Kath is really worried about her dad because he seems to have some sort of mental health issues. There is already so much happening in this book, it's kind of insane. There is this storyline of Kath trying to just figure out her ways as a freshman. She has some minor anxiety issues, as I mentioned, and it reminded me a lot of me being a freshman and not knowing what to do. That fear of going to the dining hall by yourself for the first time because you don't necessarily know where things are and you don't want to be that awkward person standing there with your tray unsure of where to go, and even just not really wanting to go out that much and go to the bars and go drinking and things like that, and then just ending up sitting in your room by yourself, which is kind of pathetic. I relate to that more than I would like to admit. I feel like anyone who is a part of any sort of fandom or fan base, it doesn't even necessarily have to be Harry Potter, you'll be able to relate to this book or relate to Kath on a certain level because we understand that idea of having online life and real life and how they affect each other, and how you don't tell everyone you know about your online things because they don't understand what's happening. And it's not necessarily that you're doing anything bad, but it's just people who aren't a part of that world don't necessarily understand it, and most of the time they mock it, and that's sort of what's going on with Kath. She's slowly starting to show that side of her to Regan and Liam, and towards the end of this section she actually reads Liam part of her Simon Snow fanfiction, which I thought was really interesting. I mean, I can only imagine being Rainbow Rowell and having to create this fangirl world while also trying to create the Simon Snow world and having to write fanfiction for a fictional world. It's just so interesting to me thinking about all of the different layers, and then all the chapters kind of come with little excerpts from either the Simon Snow books or Simon Snow fanfiction, which I think again is really interesting because having to create all of this from scratch seems like a lot of work. The character that I have the most mixed feelings about is Ren. One of the big things that starts off this rift between Kath and Ren, or this sort of disconnect, I don't want to call it a rift, is the fact that Ren wanted to not be roommates in college. She wanted to have her own life and be able to do her own thing and just not only be seen as a twin all the time, which completely makes sense to me, and I think that was totally understandable. But at the same time, I sometimes feel like Ren is just completely forgetting about Kath, but I also don't know if that's necessarily because of the fact that we are seeing everything through Kat's eyes. We're going to have flawed views of how everyone is. But so far, it kind of seems like Ren is just the stereotypical college freshman going out partying, drinking, things like that. I'm not completely sure where the story is all going, which is always a good thing because I think it's too soon to be able to tell. I have a couple of ideas about this whole Kath and Nick thing. I don't think that they're going to end up getting together. I think it's either going to be one of those situations where Kath is interested in Nick, but he was only interested in her as a writing partner, or it's going to be one of those situations where they do sort of hook up or something like that, but Nick doesn't take it very seriously or doesn't think it's like a relationship or anything like that. And I feel like Kath Liam is supposed to be the end game, which is such a weird thing to say, but that's supposed to be the couple that you're rooting for, or maybe that's just the couple that I'm personally rooting for at the moment because I like Liam a lot. I think he is just, you know, really adorable and really sweet and quirky and just all of those super hipstery YA things that you love. And if I had to pick a favorite character, I think right now my favorite character is actually Regan because I feel like she's not in the story a lot, but anytime she does show up, I love it. Also, another prediction that I wanted to make is I feel like something bad is going to happen to their dad. Either he's going to have like some sort of episode, and also apparently their mom wants to come back into the picture, which I think is really interesting as well. So I don't know if that's going to play a part. I feel like there's a lot of strings that Rainbow Rowell is using in this book, and I'm interested to see how it all starts to come together. So yeah, those are all of my thoughts. If you are reading along with Fangirl or you've already read Fangirl, feel free to leave your comments down below letting me know what you guys think is going to be happening, or even just let me know how much you're enjoying the book, what your favorite characters are, what your favorite parts of the book are. I would love to know what you guys think. So yeah, that's all I have for now, and I will see you guys next Wednesday with my discussion about chapters 13 through 25. To be selected to be one of the people to be talking about this book on Tumblr, but